Oh, there was because the community access channel here gives classes, and I knew a guy there. I don't know if they still have this slogan, but there was a guy there, David C. Johnson, who used to teach there, and he had a slogan which was "Make mistakes as fast as you can," and I really like that because it basically says, "Don't be afraid to screw up. You know, just go in there and work on stuff and be willing to make mistakes and to do things that aren't going to turn out right." And I really think that's very true. And for me, the reality is, I've never made anything I'm totally happy with. You know, it's like, you know, it can be better, and you start second guessing yourself, but you can't do that. You gotta be willing to show something that maybe you think, I don't know about this, and then just kind of, hey, fine, you know, I made it. It is what it is, and I'm going to move on to another project. I've learned from this, and I'll move on to another one, and each time it's going to get better, and you know, you just kind of keep rolling with it, enjoying the process more than anything else. So I enjoy making movies. That's why I make movies. How they end up, well, you know, maybe they're not exactly what I was trying to make, but that's fine. You know, I had fun making it. So, yeah.
So pretty much just like look at your makings as with a positive perspective, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just.
Okay. So if or when you do retire, what would that package look like?
The package?
Yeah. Like a
Well, I think you already
you know,
answered that about the benefits kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
of the
yeah.
other jobs.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what's strange is when you mention that, with someone that does things like I do, it is a matter of that retirement package. For me, you know, and this is odd, but you know, I think a lot of artists are the same way. You want to create a body of work, and you know, for an actor, it may be looking at the movies, TV shows they've been in over their careers. That kind of thing, and for me, it's that body of work on movies that you've made, and then there's, you know, all kinds of productions that I've made that won't be really on that list, but you do want to have certain ones that, you know, feel like, yeah, I made this and this and this, and it's just looking back and feeling like you've accomplished something in your mind.
Yeah.
And I think that really is important to a lot of us that produce films.
Well, that's what's so neat about filmmaking is that you do have something you can look back and say,
yeah.
this is what I've done.
It's forever. You know, it's out there. It exists, and you know, you never even know. What's kind of strange if you think about it. Something maybe you've made this year, and no one may ever see it for as long as you live, but you never know, 30 years after you die, it may become a classic hit or something. You know, suddenly people will want to see it and appreciate it now. You know, and it's that whole idea of, I don't know if you're aware of the whole idea of when an artist dies, his paintings suddenly become a lot more valuable. But, you know, the same kind of thing, unfortunately, you get appreciated when you're gone kind of idea. But, you know, like I said, it's why you kind of just enjoy what you're doing. And hopefully other people will get something out of it.
Really, like, working with actors and all this stuff, have you really met anybody important?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the one I would mention is long time ago, I got a call from the Disney Channel, and I don't think the Disney Channel has been around that long, but they were coming into town, and they were going to shoot a couple days with Ginger Rogers, so they wanted a local person, a new production, to be a part of the crew, so went there and went at the first day and you know, met her. There was a crew of about 7 or 8 of us. It was basically just having her introduce different segments with Ginger. Do you know who Ginger Rogers is? Okay.
Yeah.
Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire is, a legend.
Is that before the theater was in Medford?
Yes,
here?
yeah.
They have a Ginger Rogers Theater in Medford. With the
Yeah, she's a film legend. You know, I mean, the one thing they say about Ginger Rogers is that, do you know who Fred Astaire is? Like the most famous dancer.
The dancers.
Okay.
I've seen a couple of those early clips.
Oh yeah.
The saying is that, you know, Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, only backwards and in heels. So I mean, so anyway, so went up there and you know, here I'm meeting this living legend. Actually, she was at I think later that year she was at the Kennedy Center's honors, getting an award there. So I mean, living legend. So anyway, we shot a couple days there, and I think the first day there, we just set up lighting and stuff. And our son was just a baby, like 7, 8 months old, and I hadn't seen much of him because I've been working so much, with the TV commercial production. And it was like everyone's going to go out to dinner with Ginger Rogers, and I kind of was like, I haven't seen my son hardly, and he's he's going to grow up, and so I said, nah, I'm going to go home. And it's like, I'm driving out going, am I going to regret this? And I remember thinking, I'm going to tell my son someday I turned down dinner with Ginger Rogers to spend time with you. So I don't know if I actually ever told him that, but it is one of those things when, and that whole idea of living here and raising a family and trying to balance time with a family and your career, it was there, but it was like emotionally, I would rather see my baby boy again than have dinner with someone that's just a living film legend. So.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think that's a good choice.
Okay, this is my last question right here. Before, between the time when you graduated school and before, did you have a job in between, Oh
yeah, actually, when I graduated, I just met the woman who is now my wife, and she was still in college, so I essentially, because of the little town the college was in, didn't have, there were no opportunities there to get work in TV or filmmaking or video production or anything like that. So I ended up working at a electrical wholesale warehouse, selling electric plugs and cable and pipe and stuff like that. So I think about 3 years of doing that until she graduated. And then she graduated, we got married, she got a job in Great Falls, Montana, actually outside Great Falls, Montana, teaching. Great Falls at the time had 2 TV stations, and I got a job there producing TV commercials. And that was really my, one of those breaks that comes along, because so many people that get into the business, especially the TV end, you end up running camera for the news, working late news. You end up being a board op, which means just kind of pushing buttons and watching what's on. But to go in there and to actually be right off the bat writing, shooting, editing TV commercials was actually fortunate for me. I could have certainly gone.
Start bringing coffee to people.
Right. So it was like I'm right in there doing some production. It wasn't in L.A., but it was really an opportunity to hone my skills right off the bat. So that was nice.
So after she graduated, that's what really gave you the decision and make you say, this is when I should pursue my directing career?
Yeah, it was it was just knowing that where we were living at the time, there was no opportunities. And as soon as we moved to Great Falls, because she'd been hired, so we moved there, so we knew she had a regular job. That's when I started looking for work around there, and they had the 2 TV stations, and so there was some opportunity for me. And that's really about the closest job to what I wanted to do that existed, and I got it, and so that was really, really great. So, but it was a little bit of kind of, again, balancing family and work, in that my wife was still in school, so I just had to do other things until it worked out where I could get back to the career.